Winter in North America is often likened to a long sleep of the great forests. When temperatures drop below freezing, the whole world seems to hold its breath. Tree sap stops flowing, the earth hardens like stone, and all things withdraw into a state of deep hibernation. In that bone-chilling cold and absolute silence, one could easily mistake that life has paused. But that is not the truth. Right beneath that white layer of snow, a sophisticated and poetic struggle for survival is still taking place. There are flowers that do not choose the warm spring to show off their colors, but choose the harshest cold of winter to wake up. They do not bloom because of a confusion in time, but bloom because of an ancient biological intelligence programmed over millions of years of evolution. Their story is not about external brilliance, but about the ability to control energy, regulate temperature, and patience, valuable lessons for human sleep itself. Let's begin this journey in the deciduous forests of the American Northeast, where we encounter a strange phenomenon: Witch Hazel. When January brings snowstorms that bury every shade of green, Witch Hazel unfurls bright yellow petals like fragile silk ribbons on dry branches. The miracle of Witch Hazel lies not in color, but in the physical mechanism it uses to dialogue with the cold. Its petals are not ordinary round plates, but long and slender strands. This is a wonderful aerodynamic design. Witch Hazel possesses an ability that science calls thermonesty. The cells at the base of the petals act as extremely sensitive temperature sensors. When dusk falls and temperatures drop deep, threatening to freeze the water within the cells, the flower does not panic at all. Instead, it activates a self-protection mechanism, withdrawing water and curling up. The petals twist tightly together, withdrawing like a tiny fist, embracing the precious stamen in the center. In this curled state, the flower minimizes surface area contact with cold air, preventing water loss and protecting reproductive structures from damage by ice crystals. It accepts withdrawing, becoming temporarily ugly and withered to conserve energy. But as soon as the winter sunlight touches it, bringing a little faint warmth, those fists slowly unfurl, patient and soft. Witch Hazel teaches us that resting is not giving up. Withdrawing before the storm is a smart strategy to wait for the moment to shine. That is the art of energy conservation, just like how we need to relax and sink deep into sleep to heal after a long day. Leaving the high branches, if we look down at the snow-covered ground, we will witness a miracle of plant chemistry. Snowdrops, these pure white, tiny flowers, drooping like tiny bells, possess an extraordinary power: the ability to drill through snow and ice. How does a herbaceous, succulent, and weak stem not turn into a block of ice when temperatures go negative? The secret lies in their living sap. Snowdrops are genius chemists. When sensing the cold, they begin a complex intracellular metabolic process. Instead of storing energy as starch, they convert it into sugar and special antifreeze proteins. Imagine the plant's cells like a river. If it were pure water, it would freeze at 0 degrees Celsius, forming sharp ice crystals that puncture cell membranes from the inside. That is the death of the plant. But the sap of the snowdrop is a concentrated sugar solution. The presence of sugar molecules lowers the freezing point of water significantly, like a natural antifreeze. Thanks to that, even though surrounded by ice, the flow inside the stem remains soft, maintaining life. This softness is the strength. It allows the plant to bend itself through hard soil, reaching up to catch the light without being damaged. That is proof that flexibility and adaptability are more important than hardness, a core principle to obtaining a deep and smooth sleep. Going deeper into the wet swamps of North America, we meet a master of thermodynamics, skunk cabbage. This is one of the very few plant species on Earth capable of creating its own heat, a process called thermogenesis. In the middle of a cold winter day, when air temperature can drop to -15 degrees Celsius, the temperature inside this flower can still maintain a level of 20 to 35 degrees Celsius, on par with the body temperature of a warm-blooded animal. Skunk cabbage achieves this thanks to special mitochondria in its cells. They act like tiny biological reactors, burning starch reserves buried deep underground in the giant root. Cellular respiration occurs at a dizzying speed, releasing energy as heat instead of chemical energy. The heat radiates so powerfully that it melts the snow and ice around it, forming a humid protective dome, a separate sauna in the middle of winter. This warmth not only helps protect the flower's reproductive organs from freezing, but also plays the role of a thermal lighthouse. It diffuses scent further in the thick, cold air, inviting bees and insects numb from cold to come seek shelter. Inside that warm calyx, insects are warmed, recharged, and in return, they help pollinate the plant. Skunk cabbage reminds us of the flame of life always burning quietly inside. No matter how cold it is outside, our body, in sleep, always maintains a stable heat source, a warm flow nourishing and regenerating every cell. And in that quiet winter garden, it is impossible not to mention the Christmas rose, Hellebore, the flower of humility and self-defense. Unlike summer flowers that always hold their heads high to catch the sun, Hellebore always blooms with a posture bowing down to the ground. This is not an expression of wilting, but a perfect architectural design for survival. This nodding structure acts like a natural umbrella. Winter has not only cold, but also sleet and biting winds. If the flower tilted up, water would pool in the calyx, freeze, and destroy the fragile pistil. By bowing down, Hellebore shields its most precious part to be dry and safe. Furthermore, Hellebore also wears an invisible armor. That is the thick, waxy cuticle covering the petals and leaves. This wax layer prevents cold wind from sucking moisture from inside the plant, keeping every cell always plump with water, even if the outside environment is dry. The bowing of Hellebore is a lesson in setting boundaries. Sometimes, to protect the peace inside the soul, we need to know how to bow down, shielding ourselves from the noise and pressure outside. Sleep is exactly when we bow down like that, closing the senses to return to caring for the inner world. Finally, let's listen to the rhythm of time through winter jasmine. While most plants need warmth to wake up young buds, winter jasmine listens to light. It possesses an extremely precise biological clock based on the phenomenon of photoperiodism. It is not deceived by abnormal warm spells in the middle of winter. Instead, it counts the time of darkness and light. Even in the shortest winter days, when sunlight is only flickering, this flower still recognizes the subtle change in day length. When light signals match the programmed genetic code, it knows its moment has arrived. It blooms with absolute trust in the rhythm of the universe, despite the surroundings still being white snow. The tiny yellow flowers have no intense fragrance, but carry the beauty of punctuality and discipline. It reminds us of the circadian rhythm flowing within our own bodies. Just like the flower knows when to bloom, our body also knows exactly when to rest. Respecting that rhythm, respecting darkness and light, is the key to opening the door to a deep and restorative sleep. All these flowers, from the curling witch hazel, snowdrops with non-freezing blood, self-warming skunk cabbage, to the sheltering hellebore and time-listening winter jasmine, are telling a common story. It is the story of the power of stillness. Winter is not death, but a necessary pause. In that stillness, energy is not lost, but transformed, preserved, and accumulated. When you sink into sleep tonight, imagine yourself as one of those flowers. Let your mind curl up, safe and warm. Let worries melt away like snow around skunk cabbage. Trust in the rhythm of your body. And in that deep rest, you are preparing for a brilliant bloom tomorrow. Because even in the coldest winter, life has never stopped. It is just sleeping peacefully, waiting, and dreaming dreams of light.